Skanderbeg is an Albanian national hero and one of the greatest Balkan freedom fighters in history. He united all the Albanians in the war against the Ottoman Empire, and from 1444 until his death, he effectively repulsed 13 Turkish invasions. He has been credited with being one of the main reasons for the delay of Ottoman expansion into Western Europe. The black double-headed eagle flag of Skanderbeg became, after hundreds of years, the national flag of Albania. Skanderbeg was born George Kastrioti in 1405 in a village in the Debar region, today at the border between Albania and Macedonia. His father, John Kastrioti, was an Albanian nobleman, member of the Kastrioti family. In 1386, like many other noblemen from Albania, John became an Ottoman vassal. In 1423, when he was 18, George Kastrioti was sent as a hostage to the Ottoman court in Edirne, where he received military training at Enderun and became a janissary. George soon won the Sultan's confidence and was treated by Murad II like his own son and promoted him to the high ranks in the Ottoman army. He distinguished himself as one of the best officers in several Ottoman campaigns in Europe and Asia Minor and received the nickname Lord Alexander, a tribute to Alexander the Great, in Turkish Iskander Bey, which has been rendered as Skanderbeg in the English versions of his biographies. George Arianiti, along with other chiefs from the region between Vlore and Shkodër, organized the Albanian revolt of 1432-1436, but Skanderbeg did nothing to help them, remaining loyal to the Sultan. When John Kastrioti died in 1437, Skanderbeg expected that he would succeed his father and become the lord of the Kastriotis domain. His expectations were not met because the Ottomans annexed John's former domain and appointed Skanderbeg only as Timariot of a timur composed of 9 villages in high mountains, which until John's death belonged to his domain. However, Skanderbeg was appointed as Sanjak Bey of the Sanjak of Debra in 1440. George Arianiti again rebelled against Ottomans in August 1443, while the Ottomans were fighting against the Crusaders of John Huniadi in Serbia. Soon he will become an ally of Skanderbeg against the Ottomans. In early November 1443, Skanderbeg deserted the forces of Sultan Murad II during the Battle of Niš and forced an Ottoman scribe to forge a letter in which Sultan Murad II appoints Skanderbeg as the governor of Kruje, a city located in central Albania. On the 28th of November, Skanderbeg arrived to Kruje with 300 soldiers under his command and used the forged letter to gain the control of the city. Soon after Skanderbeg captured Kruje, his rebels managed to capture many Ottoman fortresses, including strategically very important Gojagic, also known as Svetigrad. Skanderbeg abandoned Islam, reverted to Christianity, and ordered others who had embraced Islam to convert to Christianity or face death. On the 2nd of March 1444, a meeting of local regional noblemen from Albania was organized in the town of Lezhë, in a region controlled by Venetians. They agreed to establish an alliance, the League of Lezhë, to fight under Skanderbeg's command against the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, Sultan Murad II, furious at the betrayal of Skanderbeg, sent a 40,000-man army against the Albanians. The clash with Skanderbeg's 10,000-man army took place on the 29th of June 1444 at Torviol. The Turks were defeated. After winning the Battle of Varna against Crusaders of John Huniadi, Sultan Murad II attempted to convince Skanderbeg to return under Ottoman suzerainty, but he refused. On the 10th of October 1445, an Ottoman force of 9,000 to 15,000 men was sent to prevent Skanderbeg from moving into Macedonia. The Ottomans were lured into the Mokra Valley, and Skanderbeg with a force of 3,500 attacked and defeated the Ottomans. Skanderbeg defeated the Ottomans again in the Battle of Otonete on the 27th of September 1446. In 1447-1448, Skanderbeg was at war against both Venice and the Ottomans. However, the League of Lesge defeated the Venetians, who soon signed a peace treaty with Skanderbeg, while the war against the Ottomans continued. In May 1448, Murad II laid siege to the fortress of Khodjadjik with a force of 80,000 men. The small garrison held the fortress until the Ottomans poisoned the wells, surrendering at the end of July. In June 1450, an Ottoman army of approximately 100,000 men laid siege to the Albanian capital Kruje. The League of Lesge, led by Skanderbeg, experienced low morale after losing Khodjadjik. After leaving a protective garrison of 4,000 men, Skanderbeg with 8,000 men harassed the Ottoman camps around Kruje and attacked the supply caravans of Sultan Murad II's army. By September, the Ottoman camp was in disarray as morale sank and disease ran rampant. The Ottoman army acknowledged that the citadel of Kruje will not fall by strength of arms, lifted the siege and made its way back to Edirne. Soon thereafter, in the winter of 1450-1451, Murad died in Edirne and was succeeded by his son Mehmed II. Skanderbeg's military successes attracted the attention and admiration of the Papal States, Venice and Naples, worried about the extension of Ottoman power in the Adriatic Sea. Skanderbeg knew how to skillfully take advantage of this and obtained money, supplies and even troops from the three Italian states through diplomacy. His most loyal and powerful supporter was the King of Naples, Alfonso the Magnanimous, who took him under his protection in 1451. In addition to his financial assistance, the King of Naples accepted to provide the Albanian leader with troops, military equipment, and to shelter him and his family in case of need. In 1455, Skanderbeg's army besieged Berat, but they were defeated after the Sultan sent an army of 20,000 troops to help the defenders. However, Skanderbeg managed to defeat the Ottomans in the Battle of Oranik in May 1456. In the summer of 1457, an Ottoman army numbering approximately 70,000 men invaded Albania with the hope of destroying Albanian resistance once and for all. After wreaking much damage to the countryside, the Ottoman army set up camp at Ujebarda field, halfway between Lesge and Kruje. After having avoided the enemy for months, calmly giving to the Ottomans the impression that he was defeated, on the 2nd of September, Skanderbeg attacked the Ottoman forces in their encampments and defeated them. This was one of the most famous victories of Skanderbeg over the Ottomans, which led to a 5-year peace treaty with Sultan Mehmed II. In 1459, Skanderbeg sent some troops to Italy to help Ferdinand I, King of Naples, son of his friend and protector Alfonso of Aragon, in the battle against his rival John II of Anjou and his army. In September 1461, he also arrived, managing in a short time to force Ferdinand's opponents to withdraw from his territories and then return to Albania in 1462. In November 1463, Pope Pius II tried to organize a new crusade against the Ottomans, and all Christian nobility was invited to join. Skanderbeg answered the appeal and on the 27th of November 1463 declared war on the Ottomans. However, Pius II died in August 1464 at the crucial moment when the crusading armies were gathering, and Skanderbeg was left to face the Ottomans alone. In 1466, Mehmed II personally put himself at the head of a huge army that entered Albania and besieged the city of Kruje. The city was defended by 4,000 men under the command of Prince Tanush Topia. After agonizing months, Mehmed saw, like his father Murad II, that it was impossible to conquer the city. Embarrassed, he returned to Istanbul, but left Balaban Pasha to maintain the siege and built a fortress which will become the modern city of Elbasan to provide a perennial base for future Ottoman assaults on Skanderbeg's domains. Thanks to the maritime support of the Neapolitans, Skanderbeg managed to break the siege, and in the battle that led to the Ottoman retreat, Balaban Pasha died. A few months after the second siege failed, Mehmed II led another army to Albania in 1467. Skanderbeg attacked Mehmed's army in the Shkumbin River Valley in order to gain time for the civilian population to hide in the mountains. Then he withdrew and Kruja was besieged for the third time, but with a much higher intensity. Ottoman armies came from Bosnia, Serbia, Macedonia, Kosovo and Greece in order to keep the country under siege, narrowing Skanderbeg's supply routes and restricting his movement. Kruja held again, and determined Albanian resistance forced Mehmed to retreat. Skanderbeg fell ill with malaria and died on the 17th of January 1468 at the age of 62. In Western Europe, the death of Skanderbeg was mourned by princes and other rulers such as Ferdinand I. After Skanderbeg's death, Venice asked and obtained from his widow the permission to defend Kruja and other fortresses with Venetian garrisons. Kruja held out during its fourth siege from the spring of 1477 until the 16th of June 1478, when the city was starved to death and finally surrendered to Sultan Mehmed II himself. After the fall of Albania to the Ottomans, the Kingdom of Naples gave land and noble title to Skanderbeg's family.